your flow is a little bit heavy. It's on day 2, and it's kind of crazy because that's how it is for me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Eyes wide, damn, so out of this world like sci-fi. Looking at you, got my eyes wide, damn. Looking at you, got my eyes wide, damn, so out of this world like sci-fi. I am the one that got loud advance. Who you becoming, well, that depends. Jump in the air, I perfect my stance. To the floor, I just wanna dance. There's no number 2. If I had 3 wishes, I'd waste them on you. That's where you stay, got faces on me, no wasters on me.
Hey besties, it's your girl Ny'Ree, and we are back with another video. Welcome back to another episode in the series Girl Talk. Make sure you go ahead and check that series out if you haven't. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and press the bell next to the subscribe button so you don't miss another video from me. As you can tell by the caption and the thumbnail, today we are going to be talking about a week in my life on my period and the products that I actually use and I love that works. So yeah, if you want to learn more, just keep on watching. So the first topic that we're going to talk about is, what is your period? A lot of y'all come and watch these videos because you don't know what to expect, and you're probably in your period phase and you don't know what the heck is going on, and I'm here to help you, sis. Okay, so when does it start? So usually it's around ages 9 to 16. So the hormone that is responsible for your period is an increase of the hormone called estrogen. Estrogen is in everybody, male or female, but the increase or decrease of each hormone, like estrogen or testosterone, depends on what features you actually have. And an increase in estrogen actually onsets your period. Testosterone is a whole nother thing, and that's for males, but usually it's low in females. Testosterone is high in males. How long does it normally last? And I would say a healthy amount of time it would last is about 3 to 5 days. You usually have symptoms prior to, like you might feel like a little moody, you might not know what the problem is, you might be more inclined to be more emotional about things like crying easily or being frustrated easily. You might have like small little cramps prior to, you might say that your stomach is hurting. And another telltale sign is having increased discharge. When people hear discharge, they're like, oh, is it yeast? Is it BV? Is it, some type of weird, but discharge is actually normal. I don't know, but I feel like people like demonize discharging, and discharge is actually normal. And like I said, it does pick up a little bit before you start your period, so that is a huge telltale sign that you're about to start your period. There's another thing that you could use to track your period or to know when it's gonna come. I can actually tell you about that a little bit later in the video. So last but not least, what is it? What is this? And so I know a lot of times you hear people say menstrual cycle or period. Those are two different things, and let me tell you exactly why. So a period, normally you're talking about the length of time that you're actually bleeding, and this portion of the menstrual cycle is called menstrual periods. So we nickname it period. In this cycle, what is happening is your body has prepared prior to this shedding period, because that's what it is. Your body had prepared for it to be fertilized with an egg and to produce life in the uterus. Because the uterus lining was not fertilized with an egg, it is going to shed, and that usually takes around 3 to 5 or 3 to 7 days of the shedding to occur, which i.e. is bleeding. What I just mentioned is the first phase in your menstrual cycle. The second phase is called the follicular phase. This phase normally happens surprisingly on the first day of your menstruation, and it typically lasts up to 14 days. It involves the development of the follicles in the ovaries. The third stage is ovulation. I know a lot of y'all are familiar with this word, and a lot of people actually use this time to actually conceive. It's usually around day 14. So with ovulation, an egg is released from a mature follicle in the ovary. And the last phase is called the luteal phase. After ovulation, the empty follicle transforms to a structure called the corpus luteum, producing progesterone to prepare the uterus for a possible pregnancy. That happens for about 15 to 28 days. If during that time period that you aren't pregnant, the cycle repeats itself and you're in the period phase all over again, girl. So now that we covered what the menstrual cycle is and what the period actually is, let's go ahead and get into some products that I actually love and I personally use every single time I have a period. These are some pads that I hold near and dear to my heart that I actually have been using for a long time and that I love because it is pure cotton, no chlorine, no bleach, no dyes or anything on the pads. I personally like to use pads because I had issues with tampons prolonging my periods and probably making it heavier and dealing with like infections and things like that. Obviously you wouldn't have infections if you were to use it for hours, taking it out, putting in another one, but however it just was something with me that my body was just not agreeing with, and so I had to let it go. And I was dealing with like major bad cramps and things like that, so I just let the whole thing go and I was just like, let's just start back from the beginning. Let's rewind this bad boy and let's just start over and see what the problem is. And so when I actually switched to the 100% pure cotton L brand, I started using these. Now this is the super kind and I actually like using these because it did accommodate my flow a lot better. It was a lot longer, first and foremost. If you're somebody that sits down all day, especially if you are at school and your flow is a little bit heavy, it's on day 2 and it's kind of crazy because that's how it is for me, I ain't gonna lie to you, and you're sitting down and you don't want this to rise back or rise up and now you have an issue with it leaking. So that's why I like to use these super, because they were actually longer. But I actually did find out there was another pad that I've been looking over and I actually tried it not too long ago and I probably use it, yeah, I used it the last time I had my period and that was the only thing that I used, and I'm telling y'all right now, I was so freaking shocked that it had no leak whatsoever. I am not kidding. The pad that I'm talking about right now is this Always Pure Cotton. No, this is not sponsored. This is really just based on my thoughts, how I actually felt, and it promised you 12 hours, 0 leaks, 0 feel, all that good stuff. It is super thin, like you don't even realize that you actually have this on, and when I tell you the absorption rate is absolutely insane. I don't even know. So this one is the overnight one and I loved using this one because during my nights it gets a little crazy and I hate the fact, like I hate even having to think about it leaking. And so when I did use this, I had no freaking issues at all. And this is free of dyes, free of fragrances, chlorine, bleach, things like that. And it has a flexi foam in there that they created. It's absolutely amazing. This absorbed like no other, and honestly, when you have to change your pads often, but let me tell you something, with this I didn't have to change it as often as I normally would have if I was using another brand, meaning that, like I said, the absorption was absolutely phenomenal. I'm not lying to y'all. This is a little bit more expensive, just like literally just a little bit more than the L brand. Highly recommend. I can't say it enough. I really love this brand. Because, okay girl, imagine that you thinking you off your period, it's probably like day 5 or whatever, and you know how Flo be tripping, like she'll make it seem like we're done, we're over, we're off, and then next thing you know it's bleeding again. And it's like, girl, what happened? I thought we had an agreement, but you came back. Like, what's really good? During those time periods, ladies, make sure that y'all always have on a liner. Make sure y'all always have on a liner just in case something else happen and it soaks it up. I use the extra coverage L brand panty liner and they literally come in handy. Another one that I love to use, and this is before I actually have my period, but when my discharge start to get a little crazy, I love wearing thongs. So I wear like the Carefree thong panty liner. I love it because I just like being cute and I just love feeling a little sexy on a regular day. Like, I don't know, it's just because I got a man. But these are the liners that I was telling y'all about that I would use when I'm having a little bit extra discharge and I don't want to mess up my panties. I'm going ahead and putting this on. And these are the extra coverage liners that the L brand has, and let me show you what it looks like. So this is what the liner looks like, and you can see how long this is compared to a regular liner. This regular liner is actually from another brand called Carefree, and this is what a regular liner looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like, and this is it compared to this one. Let me show y'all the comparison. Do you see it? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So having this extra coverage is amazing for after your period and you need to catch some extra stuff, but it's not like nothing crazy, nothing too major. And like I said, this liner, the regular liner or the thong liner, whichever one you prefer, is a good one to use when you're having a little extra discharge before your period. So this is a regular pad, and I love these because, like I said, this is pretty long and it does have a little bit of extra coverage in the back. This is the L brand, by the way. This isn't the Always pad, so I just wanted to demonstrate exactly how to actually put it on. They do have wings right here, which has this little plastic here, and so what you would normally do is take this plastic off and wrap it around the inside of your panty where it gets smaller. I'm gonna just show you, girl. So these are the panties I would normally use. I would normally use these. The reason why I actually use these panties is because they have this area and they have the seated area. The seated area is absolutely amazing for you to use because you need everything on this pad to literally fit inside of your panties, okay? This is what's gonna hold the pad up and hold it in place without folding it together, okay? This is the middle part of the underwear. And so like I said, you're gonna take the plastic off like this. And these are the wings that I was telling you about, okay? You're gonna take the back part off, which is the paper. Take it off like that. And then, so as you can see, there's a wide part and a little part. The little part goes in the front, the wide goes in the back. Think of the back like a seat. How would you want a seat to be? Would you want it to be narrow, or would you want it to be wide for it to fit everything, okay? So anyways, this is the inside of it, and this is how you're going to sit it in there. So this is going towards the back, like this. And then, I'm trying to show y'all. And then this one is going towards the front, like so. And then with the wings, because the panties is turned this way. Now you're sitting down. Pretend you're sitting down. Now you're going to turn the wing on the inside like that and turn this wing on the inside like that. Now it is sitting perfectly fine inside of your panties. So you can see that you have the coverage in the back here, and then you have the coverage in the front, okay? And then you have the coverage on the sides so you don't. And then the wings I absolutely love because it's holding the panty or it's holding the pad in place. Like, the pad cannot shift and move anywhere. Let's just say, you know, your legs are a little bit closer together and you're sitting down too long, or you're clenching your legs together. The wings help to secure it in place, rather it's clenched together, moved around or not, because too much friction will move around anything that is sticky, but the wings actually secures it in place. So this is what it should look like when you have your panties on. I hope that helped, because I tried and it was a lot of moving around and grooving around, and I'm sorry. But that's exactly how it should look seated in there, okay? After you're done, and this is what I always tell my daughter too, after you're done and you want to take it off, first you remove the wing part like I just showed you. So you remove the wing part, you take it off like that, and then you pull it from, let's just see. If you're sitting down, you would normally pull it from the back, roll it up like this, pull it. And so when you do pull it, you want to roll it like this. And for me, because I don't have like baggies or anything, I would usually take the wrappings from my new pad and wrap it up like this, so it isn't so sticky. Or if I didn't have anything like that, I would take some tissue, and the tissue I would wrap it around just like this. So I would wrap it around just like this, go around, okay, and it will look like this, and I would actually throw it in the little trash baggy thing over there, the container. Now if you do not want to touch it, because I know I don't be wanting to touch it, because I know that people are not as sanitary as I am, make sure that you grab some more tissue, open the lid, and you throw this in here. Do not leave it just anywhere if you don't have a trash can. And if it gets a little bit too embarrassing, or too, if you don't even got that like that in that bathroom, I don't know why they wouldn't have a little bag, trash bag area over there. But if you don't have that in your bathroom, girl, roll it up like I said, hold it in your hand like this, go to the trash can and throw it in the trash can. You don't need to fight with each other, because we're all women at the end of the day. When we're in that bathroom, they know exactly what's going on, if it's going on, when it's going on. Okay, don't be scared, don't be nervous about anything. Like, it's normal, it's life, especially for us women. Another thing that I would highly recommend that you have, that I teach my daughter to have on hand, are wipes. And I love using honey pot wipes just because they come in here and it's super compact. You can put this in your purse and not have to worry about anything. These are not flushable, so you do have to put it in that little trash can I was just telling you about, along with that pad. But this is really good to have. Especially when you're on your period and you want a refresher. You cannot take no soap and water with you for you to wash up every single time you change your pad. I know that, but we want to still feel clean, and this is how we stay fresh during our period. So go ahead and make sure that you use one of these. Now, when you are using a wipe, when you are wiping anything when it comes to the vagina, you want to wipe from the front to the back. So literally, let's just pretend that you are squatting down, you are on the toilet or wherever you are, and you need to actually clean using this wipe. You would take the wipe out. Okay, this is what it looks like, and it is so like, and I love the sensitive wipes. I use anything sensitive, honestly, when it comes to the vagina area. I do not like using scented anything. I don't need anything scented, honestly. I need everything unscented, babes. So anyways, this is how it comes out. This is how big it is. It is so good. So this is how big it is. It's almost like a portable towel for you, okay? So you take it in the palm of your hand like this. When you are using it, you go from the front, grab the front, the back, like that, literally. Flip it over, put it in your hand. Now it looks like this. From the front to the back, okay? Now if you need to do it again, flip it over again. Now it looks like this. From the front to the back, every single time. Every single time, okay? Now, if you need to go extra time, you can. You fold it like this, but most times you don't really need to do that. But if you do need to get the extras, like on the sides, on the outside, you know, the outside vulva, around that area, if you need to do a little wipey wipe, you know, take the little wipe the front only, clean up that area, and go back. That's it. Put it in that little wrap. This one that it came in, put it back in here. Boom. Now you have this along with this. Throw it in that trash, or you gotta get up and throw it in that trash, okay? But I really want y'all to know that it is so important to carry wipes with y'all, just to make sure that you are refreshing, okay? Is my shower routine or bath routine. Okay, so let's get into the shower routine, girl. So let's get into the soap, okay? So honestly, when it comes to washing my butt, and not the vagina, but the butt, like the back door area, I use this Pure Castle peppermint soap, and of course I dilute it. I don't use it like by itself. You have to dilute it a little bit, but I use this for my back door area. Again, when you are using this, make sure that you're using, you can use a cloth, like a towel. I use a few different things when I'm actually in the shower, not just a loofah, but use a cloth. Put a little bit on there, make sure you put it back in the shower, and wash the back door area. I feel like this keeps me fresh all freaking day. I absolutely love it. So I'll go ahead and do that, like, first and foremost. After I rinse off my body, I'm going towards the back door, period. I would normally use a honey pot, which is the sensitive foaming wash. I absolutely love honey pot. This has never ever steered me wrong. So good. This is a sensitive kind, and again, I tell y'all I'm a sensitive girl, so I always use anything sensitive when it got something to do with that. You want to pump like you want to pump like 2 or 3 pumps in here, and I actually use my hand when it comes to this foaming wash, just because if you put it on a towel, it kind of like absorbs in the towel and it doesn't really do anything. And when it comes to the directions on here, it does direct you to actually only use your hand when washing. Just make sure that you're getting those cracks and crevices. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It does not go inside the vagina canal. It just goes, you know what I'm saying, in those areas. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's called the labia, and then the labia majora and things like that. I don't want to get too like wordy with y'all, so y'all can know exactly what I'm talking about. But the canal, like the hole, you do not want to put no type of soap or nothing in there. Period. But I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I always tell y'all this in my hygiene shopping videos, I do use the Vagisil odor block when I am on my period, just because it just gives me a fresher feeling. I don't know, and it just gives me a little bit more confidence when it's coming to this period and pad game. Okay, so anyways, this is the Vagisil odor block, and a lot of people will be like, oh my god, don't use this, girl. If you got something wrong with you, go to the... That's not what I'm using this for. I'm not using this to cover up no STD, no STI, no BV, no yeast, no chlamydia, no gonorrhea. Like, I'm not using this to cover this up, but this is what they associate this with, and that's not what this is. I absolutely only use this when I'm on my period, just to give myself a little bit more confidence and to smell fresher. So I absolutely love using this. This is hypoallergenic, it is pH balanced, and it is clinically tested. So this is super safe to use. After I go ahead and clean my backdoor area and clean my vagina, I go in with a base wash over my entire body. I usually use an antibacterial soap. There's a difference between like a body wash, a soap, and an antibacterial soap. An antibacterial soap gets down and dirty with that bacteria, okay? So it's definitely going in there and cleaning up bacteria. It's almost like when you think about using a regular cleanser versus a antibacterial cleanser on surfaces and things like that. So that's kind of what this is for your body, and I love using that as a base wash to make sure I'm extra clean. The antibacterial soap I use is Dove's antibacterial. This is what it looks like. Absolutely love this. This actually has a higher percentage of antibacterial properties in here than it does in the Dial antibacterial gold bar. A lot of y'all actually talk about that, but this one actually has more concentration of the antibacterial agent in there, which is super dope, and it doesn't stink. It smells so good. Absolutely love this. I love this stuff. So after that, I go in with a moisturizing wash. Now, don't get me wrong, Dove antibacterial soap, you can use that as it's on its own, honestly, because it has that antibacterial property in there. It also has moisturizers in there. It has plant cleansers in there. It's absolutely amazing. It's really all in one. So it's your antibacterial and your beauty bar all in one, because it's moisturizing that skin. But I really like sometimes to have a different scent, or I might just be feeling a little down in the dumps because I'm on my period and I just need a little pick-me-up. A lot of times I like using lavender scents or eucalyptus scents. It kind of calms me down and gives me a calming feeling. So I just wanted to show y'all this. This is the lavender that I like using if I'm kind of like crunched or pressed for time. I will go in with a lavender if I don't have time to get in like a relaxing bath and stuff like that. This is really good. And this invigorating body wash that Dove has, this one has aloe and a eucalyptus oil in here. I don't know, it's something about eucalyptus oil that makes me feel like it's just super relaxing to me. I don't know, it's giving me spa vibes every single time. And so I will use this or use the lavender just to go ahead and put myself in the mood. Okay y'all, so now that we're talking about a shower routine, I kind of want to give y'all a recap of my nighttime routine, especially if I'm more so not pressed for time and I'm actually able to relax. Girl, let me show you something. Well, before I actually go to sleep, I am definitely going to make sure that I am taking a bath. This Dr.Teals Menstrual Relief is so freaking amazing. It actually have herbal plant complex and essential oils in there that helps you when you are on your period. So the herbal plant complex in here helps to ease your muscle cramps and body aches that are often related to PMS. So mixing this with a warm bath, this is super amazing. Like, It feels so good, and it definitely calms down those cramps. Then after that, I'm doing a little light skincare routine. I'm really not doing too much because I'm really just almost always not in the mood, but I know that I need to make sure that I'm taking care of my skin, especially during this time, because sometimes you are more prone to breaking out when you are on your period because of those high levels of hormones that are being produced during this time period. So I go ahead and do that, and then brush my teeth, you know, do my nighttime little skincare, mouth, oral care, all that good stuff routine. Leave out of there and make sure that I go in my room. Now my room is typically cooled down, lights low or off. TV, I'm not about to be watching too much TV. I'm really just ready to relax and lay down and get in the bed and go to sleep. And that's what I'm doing. I'm making sure there's no distractions, no nothing, so I can get a good night's rest. Another product that I use during the nighttime that I feel like helps me sleep with a peace of mind, again, are these Always Pure Cotton pads. When I tell y'all, these are, like I said, these are the overnight pads, and they are so freaking amazing. I never had any issues sleeping with these. When I did use these, no leaks or anything, and so I would always go in with this one. Now that I know what they're coming like I'm just, it's over. I'm always using them. The next thing that I want to talk about is pain management. I do want to talk about a few different things. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and that is an option for you if you do not like taking pills, is using the Royale heating pad. And it looks like this. I absolutely love this brand first and foremost, but I really love this because it is extra coverage. So as you can see up here, the pad is going from one end to the other. It's not super big, but it's like long enough to cover that uterus area right there. You can also use it in your back. I know a lot of ladies have back cramps when they're having their period too, and that stuff ain't no joke. And I like this because it has about 3 coming inside of it, but you can use it for up to 8 hours. So whether you're at work or whether you're at school, this will definitely last you, and it is so good. I went to sleep with this on one night and I felt amazing. Like, I'm not even lying. Next thing, when it comes to pain relief, I wouldn't necessarily call this pain, but more of a nuisance, if you get what I'm saying. Like, this is more of something that's just super annoying. Like, why am I even going through this? You know what I'm saying? Bloating. So this is a Midol bloat relief. This actually has a direct in there that helps you to not bloat. And so this is normally a feeling that you would get if you are having your period. And so if you are dealing with something like that, these are good to use. Now let's get into the pain medication. A lot of people say take Tylenol, but the difference between Tylenol and Advil are tremendous, and I don't think a lot of people actually realize this. So both the Advil, which is the ibuprofen, and Tylenol, which is the acetaminophen, both have pain relieving effects in them. But an ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory drug that helps with pain relief as well. Tylenol does not have that. I would highly recommend using Advil over Tylenol because it does have that. So during menstruation, inflammation actually does occur in the uterus area. That's what is causing the pain and the cramps. But you can thank prostaglandins for that. Prostaglandins are hormone-like substances that are produced by the uterus to stimulate contraction, which helps to expel the lining of the uterus. That's what causes bleeding. So with that being said, Advil is the best pain reliever to take when you're on your period. I would highly recommend that you would take these. Sometimes you can find an Advil PM. If you are really going through it at night, sis, and that heating pad is not working and this Advil is just not doing what it needs to do and you need to go to sleep, you can actually use an Advil PM that helps you sleep at night and that stops the inflammation and the pain. Another thing that I listen to that helps me to try to think happy thoughts throughout the day, and it's not hard for me to do because I do this throughout my daily life anyways, but to listen to music that is more relaxing, you could probably turn on. I love jazz music, especially because it's more instrumental, it's not using words. I can hear the tone of the music and not have to think about what the meaning of the song is. But if you are a different person and you just like R&B music and you feel like that soothes you, listen to whatever music actually soothes you. And you know, you'll feel better. So I'm gonna go into what you should have when you are on the go, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I actually made a video of your emergency bag that you should carry with you in case of emergencies when you're on your period. So this is going to be linked up here below, or a little card might pop up right here or right here. I can't remember, but you can click that video and go to it, or you can actually save it to watch later. I would ask that you save it and watch it later so you can continue getting done with this video. But the things that I would have in my bag are pads, panty liners, a spare pair of underwear, the wipes that I did show you, always carry like perfume, or like little, like these are the perfumes that I would use. So, or like whatever, like little like travel spray perfumes or something like that. But this right here smells so good. Just always have those type of things on hand, so that way you can constantly be fresh, and you know, always have you something spare in case something does happen. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is eating and drinking. Making sure that you're doing the right thing when you're on your period and before you're on your period definitely makes a world difference when it comes time to having your period. Always drink your water. Make sure that you're drinking your water. Them Stanley cups that are like popular right now, yeah, go ahead and make sure you drink at least a whole like cup full of that Stanley cup, and it's 34 ounces. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are doing something like that, just making sure that you're ingesting the right amount of water every day. This actually helps with your cramps. I don't know if you know, but now you know. That actually helps with that. Another thing, making sure that you're taking your probiotics, whether it's in a pill form, natural probiotics, yogurt. Make sure that you're ingesting your yogurt. I know we did talk about tracking your period. A lot of times the manual way and the old school way is just to remember the day that you actually started your period. Mark it down in your calendar and say, okay, yeah, I remember it was actually on this day. But if you're more inclined to knowing when you're going to be ovulating and things like that, you can actually get a period tracker. There is a period tracker that I did see on YouTube, and somebody was talking about the period calendar. So I'm actually going to link that in the description box below for you guys if you are interested. Just go ahead and make sure that you are looking in the description box below too, because I am going to be linking the items that I did mention here. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. And if you have any more tips to share with the besties, make sure y'all leave a comment down below and let's just have a conversation, girl, because I'm open. And I know everybody wants to make this and I know everybody wants to know other tips. If you guys have other tips as well, please make sure to keep the comment section peaceful, positive, and productive. Okay, we don't want any comments down in the comment section below criticizing how anybody else does what it is that they does. Just tips. Okay, just be nice. Just love on each other like I love on y'all and y'all love on me, period. So anyways, this is the end of the video. I really hope that this was very informative. If it was, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with somebody that you feel like it can help. Maybe it was like your little sister, your little cousin, a friend, you know, a daughter, somebody that can actually benefit from everything that I did tell y'all about in this video. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.